So at the same place in Virginia, who I talked about the same healthcare system, so I said they had rampant abuse. So there's some overriding same themes that I've mentioned, which is why I started doing videos several years ago, because again, I experienced all this. I saw the levels of depravity a chief nursing officer, everybody that works for the state, what they will do. I mean, at the top, like they don't care. So it changes you, it really does, because you think, how could all these people not care? Well, this nurse went through the same thing in 2020. So I had mentioned a resignation. I read the resignation letter from this same nurse. So she had a couple of experiences at this hospital and some things that I've mentioned before that I think most people would think, oh, she's ridiculous. Nope, true. One of them is that if you get hurt at work, they're going to make you stay till the end of your shift. Even if you have a death in the family, you won't get to leave. Hell, they don't even have anybody to relieve you at the end of your shift. This is it's unheard of. But this is the freestanding psych hospitals they're just, especially where there are state wards kids. Well, the state then is involved, and that's a total shit show, which is what this nurse found out. So it sounds like this particular hospital, although behavioral health, a lot of it was autistic. And so I read her resignation letter, but she said that how she had gotten injured, she wasn't allowed to leave till the end of the shift. Okay, these things should be things that the CEO and the top are put in jail for. If you're allowed to, because this is not new. This isn't. I mean, this happened to her in 2020. No, this has been how it is. And then she said how they will go out of their way to keep violent employees. I've said that, and that's not just at freestanding. I've seen that depending on how disgusting the CEO is of the hospital. You can kind of tell. But yeah, that's at hospitals or at freestanding. I said before that they will go out of their way to keep employees that have numerous times been violent to other patients and staff. They will go out of their way to protect them, but they will quickly get rid of somebody that's honest, trying to do the right thing. Swear to God. It's the truth. I saw it in my first nursing job. It's like it changes, like, do I really want to be a nurse? And I do, because of the patients, but it needs to change. There's something wrong with these people. Like, even this nurse said that it's dark. It is. So she, after that resignation letter, she's had a couple of incidents, it sounds like, at this hospital. And one of the things is a behavioral health tech had said that the way they worded, like, her statements when the report came out, they changed her wording. That's typical. Anytime the state's involved, public health, because none of them give a shit. It's just the truth. People don't have to believe that. It's true, though. They'll change the reports. They'll do whatever, because they don't. Just like a chief nursing officer had no problem interrogating a 15-year-old for 2 days in front of the social worker. Everybody on the unit knows that she messed with him. But then they had no problem accusing me of something they knew wasn't true. These people have no moral scruples, nothing. And they all gravitate and work for the state. Yeah, it's bad. So when I said this is in every state, it is. And then the state comes in and they're not much help. This nurse also had dealt with walking in on a tech abusing a child. So she just, it really shook her. That's what it'll do. I mean, I never saw anybody be abused, like we're, but this is the concerning thing. So she came, there's cameras everywhere. I mentioned this in this healthcare system, but not in the rooms, Yeah. So, there's that. There's the fact that, yeah, you can't leave if you're injured. That should just be an automatic. Somebody should do something about it. But the only way you're ever going to do anything about this is if people start going to jail for it. Instead of people being allowed to work the rest of their career as a nurse practitioner after they emotionally abuse a kid for 2 days straight and cause him trauma and accuse me of something they know was a lie. Like that, like as long as those people are allowed to skate by and there's never any accountability, then that you will continue to have this problem. Yeah, and there was several problems. Yeah, a psychotherapist, and he penetrated, by the way. This wasn't just, yeah, it was extreme and not the first time. Also from the same place, yeah, this poor kid. Yeah, he's autistic, and he was burned. They saw it on the camera. The techs went and they, like you would heat up coffee on the burner. They heat up a whole pot of water, and when he was in the shower, poured it on him. So that's how evil they are. That's how evil many of them are. I don't want to say all of them. I was lucky when I worked at Maryville. I had a good team. I mean, I would go nuts if I saw somebody doing shit like this or found. I mean, they tend to get people. Residentials tend to get people straight out of jail. Usually with records of abuse towards children, which is why I speak up, because we can't just ignore this forever. The hospitals, the freestanding psych hospitals, in any of them really, it just depends. It depends on how many DCFS kids they take. But the more the state's involved, the more corruption you'll have and the more abuse, because they're the guardians. But they will get young people in that don't have enough experience, that don't realize you shouldn't get into power struggle. But this is just outright horrible to do. This kid actually, he wasn't autistic. He had a brain injury, so that's why he was there. So a lot of this abuse, this nurse had said, takes place off camera, so it's in the rooms, which is why it has always troubled me. Like, why do you have all these cameras everywhere on the staff, but you don't have them in the rooms? Like, so it doesn't make sense. But then they took mechanical restraints away. This nurse said this incident that led this kid, there was this kid that got a piece of wood, I don't know if outside or something, and was threatening staff with it. And so that's what ended up leading eventually to her seeing that there was an ongoing pattern of abuse. And that and what you end up seeing, you have to sit back, and it's like this cognitive dissonance, because you say, wait a minute, are they actually putting people in place that are trying to hurt? Yes, they do. And most people wouldn't believe that, but it's true. It's true. Most people wouldn't believe that the head of Maryville, Sister Kathy Ryan, the great, beautiful nun. Yeah, she's a lawyer, first of all, but no good. But that's the way they bring it, because you would just think that anybody that says that kind of stuff, like me or any other nurse that has seen it, or has had these experiences in these places, any time dealing with state kids, that you'd think we were crazy. But it's a pattern that the media covers up for these people, which shows you how disgusting they are. And it shows you how they go out of their way to put abusive people. And then they bring the state in to investigate, and the state always finds unfounded, yeah, because they're not looking to protect kids. They're not. I'm sorry to say that, I really am, but it's the truth. But nothing is broken for this long and this bad in every state. So, and the supervisors, the managers, they're just throw you under the bus. That's what I mean. Like, nurses think, oh, your manager, your CEO. No, they'll throw you under the bus. Look at how much they disrespect you. So, yeah, this has to change. There's been too many children that have been harmed that people don't even know about. And whatever it takes, it all has to be exposed.